Okay, this is my second video in a series about philosophy and reality. This one I'll call On the Ethics and Philosophy of a Self-Creating Reality. And I started it on the 8th, and this is the 28th of May 2025. So once again, it's my impressions of what is available on YouTube in these matters, and I have an interest in it myself, which goes back some years. Okay, so what have we got to start off with? Some react, others respond, but no one has felt for another until he has felt for himself. For it is one's own perceptions and experiences that are the measure of his life. Whosoever cannot think past yesterday is a mere automaton, a creature of habit and reaction, rather than someone who renews himself daily in his response to life. And dissatisfaction is his daily lot. The miseries of existence, those Buddhist Four Truths. The miseries of existence revolt from the ill-considered actions of the many, as in their negligence in small things, they activate a treadmill of reactivity, never attempting to step off it. Ill will is also a cause of misery, even if it is only a fool flaying blindly at his own demons, although some people are deliberate in their cunning, lacking the wit to see its long-term effect. Their entitlement is their motive. They choose, they lose, but harm others in the process. So karma is a bit of a two-edged sword in that regard. But yes, everybody chooses for himself what he wants to do, not necessarily what he wants, but what he wants to do in a given situation. And that in turn sets off or follows through to not only his own eventual misery, but to that of others, or indeed to his own eventual happiness and that of others. That's the foundation of ethics, really, is that you either happiness versus misery. What's the end result for not only the person who's doing it, but for others as well. And you have to consider others, as I said to start off. If you no one has felt for others until he has felt for himself, which might be turned around no one has felt for himself until he has felt for others. It's a two-way street. Where do we get it? Each person in every generation must learn that, whether through example or experience, we undergo many things in life needlessly. One must call out matters. No, one must call out another's heedlessness. One must call out another's heedlessness. The soul sits between then and now, asking, what next? And that is the decision it makes. And thus creates a way, accepting those whose reactions create only blocks and havoc. They indulge their misery, but cannot keep it to themselves. This world does not improve. This world does not improve with time. It only develops or evolves. The actual result depends on choices made, choices not examined. There is no onwards and upwards, only results. Only results, for better or worse, results. I cannot agree with anyone who says that this life is inferior or evil and imagine that there exists some alternative, exterior to historical here and now, whether nirvana, heaven, or union with the absolute. Any such hypothetical and mythical state, all of these are wishful thinking to escape the necessary act of living responsibly. Be here now. Yes, and I did read the book back in the 70s, early 70s. What did I get up to? Yep. Also, only a self-confessed zombie would profess determinism. There is a gamut of reaction and response. It is not fixed, but there is a preponderance of one or the other in certain phyla, groups of living things. I reckon that all manifest things partake. As for those who preach that who preaches that the vastness of the night, they will make Oh, hang on. This is very, very hard to read. It's my own handwriting. As for those who proclaim that the vastness of the night makes them feel, yes, as for those who proclaim that the vastness of the night sky makes them feel insignificant, that is merely a criterion of their personal yeah. Their personal being out of tune with life. They are indeed themselves insignificant. The parts produce and one another for the sake of the whole. The parts produce for the sake of one another and the whole. To be uncritical is to lack philosophy. So getting into the cutting edge of ethical behavior. Do unto others as they do with you. This, then there can be no misunderstanding. Or do with these as they do to others. This will make them good friends. When out in nature, it can give moments of insight, the recourse to plants and fungi like us. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to get a better light on. Pardon me. Oh, let's see, where were we? When out in nature, it can give moments of insight that recourse to plants and fungi has no compare. And by that I mean recourse to plants and fungi as in psychedelics. All that it requires of us is that we be observant in the moment for as long as the moment lasts, while the effect remains. So this is a, what's the word? It's called contemplation. You go out and you look at something and you listen to it, you let it speak to you. Sitting there contemplating will bring thoughts to mind, just as walking will bring thoughts to mind, even poetry and music. Try it sometime. This is why hermits become wise beyond words. In truth, it is merely attending to the world as it is without prejudice. It is what it is without human sensibilities, without recourse to their to theism or deism. However, human sensibilities will always affect our opinion and perceptions, even as even as a musician returns from the wilds and translates his impressions through his instrument. Insofar as we participate in the manifestation of the here and now, are we not also able to guide its course in some way? The details are never clear. One must imagine it. The closer one is to the here and now, the better the outcomes. This is a field of meditation and contemplation. Study is essential for the best results. In fact, if you don't know, you don't know. There's only one way to know, and that's to go and find out. That groundwork has to be done. It's not all just going to pop out of thin air and into your head. It might, but I very much doubt it. Now, study, yes. Whatever one clings to in his mind is the root of his experience in later life. Whatever one clings to in his mind is the root of his experience in later life. Insofar as we have no way of knowing whether we have free will or not, therefore the question, as with God, is irrelevant and a waste of time. Yeah. If we didn't have free will, how would we know that we didn't? And if we do, as it seems that we do, but we do have these people that keep telling us that we don't, so opinion one way or the other, neither who can prove it. There's no way to prove it. It's just an opinion. Forget about it. Just go and live. Little details like that are, in the long run, irrelevant to living. You're either living or you're not living. Some questions have no answers because they are imaginary, hypothetical, and of no avail. Let's see, here we go. Do not do unto others as you would not have them do to you. Do unto others as they wish upon themselves by doing it to others. I think that covers the ins and outs of that particular line that appears everywhere in the world in many different versions, all trying to say the same thing. But some people get stuck on the, you should not cause harm to others. Bit, the pacifist. Yeah, well, if you don't knock them down before they knock you down, are they at fault? Or are you at fault? question. Okay, battery just came at 15%. I'll have to, yes, plug it in. Plug it in. Where did I get up to? Oh, yes, I will plug it in. I've got this one. No, I won't have to plug it in. That was the last page. So that was part 2. And we'll just, for the sake of present point in time, what's going on in the world here and there. This is look at that. That's the way it goes. Do you know who those guys are? That's Hitler, and that is as he came to be by the end of the war, Waffen-SS Gruppenführer al-Husseini, who later was in Gaza from 1948 to 1959 until, yes, well, Farouk put him in and Nasser kicked him out. A relative of Yasser Arafat. So don't stop talking about Palestine. Okay, we won't stop talking about Palestine. We're still talking about Palestine. 80 years later. That's just a little history. Those who forget history are doomed. And the same thing applies, the Russians invading Ukraine and a few other places. You know, just whack them back. They want to be nasty back to them, because that's what they're asking for. They want to be nasty to you. Please be nasty to me because I'm being nasty to you. That's the way it works, isn't it? Okay, enough of that. End of part 2. There probably will be a part 3, but we've got to get around to that yet. There's a lot more things to sort out in this lot, but we'll get there one day. Keep well.